Evilove. The darkness churns within the abyss. A coagulated mass moves through the shadows. A low, deep tone emanates from the bowels beneath it. It moves from out of the cavern that has housed it for an eternity. It is a living black wax, transmutating in the flames which created it in timeless eras before. In those times, Satan desired to create what he wanted for himself. In remembrance of the blind light suppression, he sighs with relief and outstretches his hand unto the black flames which burn fierce within the thurible before his throne. A soft noctilescent glow appears where would be his heart, and begins to radiate the halo extending unto the flame. In his hand, he holds 2 pieces of wax he has fashioned to suit the perfection of his thoughts. The demons gather around with arms uplifted, singing and chanting in a strange tongue known only to the children of darkness. They are of a dark, glowing countenance with eyes of flame, adorned in flowing vestments with slow-moving lambent wings. With their chants, there emanates a most glorious music, surrounding the dimension, penetrating every being throughout the cosmos. Satan speaks the words of spell. She will be of resonant beauty and grace, of a most magnificent proportion. I shall cast her above the goddesses. She shall be envied, and will be the aspiration unto the higher. Her voice shall be in the enchantment of angels and demons alike, and she will supersede the hosts of heaven. I fill you with love, with passion, with power, and with joy. Satan inscribes the waxen figure with his seal. Then he takes up the second figure, reads the inviting words into it. He will be of my image. The flames of hell shall ever burn within and around him. There shall be no other to compare. I grant thee my power, and as you will, so shall it be done. Thou henceforth art blessed with the forces of darkness, and the pleasures of the earth. Your deeds and actions shall be as a reflection unto myself. I fill you with love, with passion, with power, and with joy. And Satan inscribes this waxen figure with his seal. Now grasping them both, he holds them unto himself, to his heart, and to his triune sight. And unto you both, made of same, I bond you with the black flames, to bestow each other with indulgence sublime, as darkened mirrors and the essence of life. He casts the embodiments of perfection into the flames. Within the flickering rush, the figures come alive and melt into an eternal embrace. The demonic angelic choir becomes loud now, uttering, Ave Satanas, Ave Lilitu. And the smoke which issued therefrom became as the ethers, and spread forth across the universe. And so they have ever since searched out each other in every successive manifestation, and found one another's embrace every time. And wholeness is returned unto them, in whatever form they have recognized each other physically, mentally, emotionally, and soulfully. They are king and queen of darkness, and many have felt their venomous touch. Yet with every ascent in their evolution, they perpetually grow stronger and closer, and they have never been cast asunder. As important as it is to hate purely, it is equally imperative to love purely also. This is the balance we as Satanists enjoy. Indeed, to preserve a romantic relationship filled with magic and enchantment, where every second with one's beloved is fulfillment for both. Indeed, to achieve that mind meld, when the couple exchange thoughts so consistently, to instinctively know when to take your partner into whirlwinds of ecstasy, to be so sensitive to each other's needs and wants that a mere glance into each other's eyes is often all it takes. Even when apart, and others feel the supportive, protective, loving, ethereal embrace that shall strengthen one's beloved to press onwards towards a goal. To actually and naturally fall into roles that others, in their inexperience, jealousy, and/or brutishness may feign acting. For instance, the ebbing of emotion at a train station, when the lovers are in the midst of a classic passionate kiss, as the train busts by them. A note to Satanists, I quote Dracula: "The luckiest man who walks on this earth is the one who finds true love." It is until one has found their romantic partner, their soulmate as it were, that you will be able to assuage what that emotion is, and will also lead to a deeper understanding of other emotions as well. It will provide a balance factor that obsessions may be appropriately and productively administered. Remember, love is needed as a fulcrum to establish an equilibrium with hate. I have seen too many erstwhile Satanists hating everything and everyone, and to sometimes an irrational and obsessive degree. True, there indeed is much to despise, in order to protect oneself from those draining influences that may beset one's peace of mind. But this does not mean to generalize. As one's loves are to be chosen carefully, so must one's hatred. There is hardly anything more rewarding than experiencing the depths of Satan's dark love, because of the true purity that Satanists experience in all levels of being, without all the blind light haze. We, the foundation, not only will your partner's love shield you from the possible onslaughts of others as in defense from curses, but also can provide one with an amplification of one's own potencies. Evilove is loyal. When the couple comes together to make love, become engaged or perhaps married, they will keep to an agreement that they both equally decide upon. Whether it is a monogamous, bigamous, or polygamous relationship, there must be dual cooperation on all sides. If, for example, a couple decides to incorporate others for sex, permission should be rightfully granted, so as to not offend either party. Evilove is honesty. To preserve a flow of communication, to voice each other's feelings, and perhaps modify behavior to fairly and colloquially coincide to the sensibilities of one's mate. Evilove is opposite to the hypocritical, insensitive, deceptive, destructively selfish, mean-spirited ignorance the masses call love. Evilove is that noble love which many modern shrinks denounce as fantasy and codependence. Of course, as Satanists, we are fierce individualists, and would not be dependent on anyone or anything. Yet to cling to one's mate is to allow the souls to melt into each other like the red ritual effigy candles of lust. Logically, there must be a trial period, classically known as courting. Eventually, when the sparks of attraction and lust culminate into the raging inferno of love, it is only natural to want to cleave to that person, so long as they allow each other to freely express themselves, to propitiate growth and improvement, hence evolution. Possessive love, as defined by destructive selfishness, is the fatal attraction variety when stalking one's property is often the case, unless the other person is into fetishes like domination and servitude or sadomasochism, where such terms are positively used unto very titillating degrees. It would therefore be an unhealthy expression of emotion, lacking logic, and most definitely not true love. Evilove is supported, at whatever endeavor might select, providing it is not ultimately self-destructive. The other should supply them with words of comfort, confidence, and ego gratification. Evilove is forgiving and unconditional. If one mate makes a mistake and inadvertently hurts the other, after wholeheartedly apologizing, they should be given at least one other chance. Most likely than not, the pain experienced because of the mistake will serve to teach the lovers a valuable lesson. Therefore, they can improve and become better for it. Furthermore, Evilove is perseverance. Sometimes you have to go through holy hell to get to black heaven. The unfortunate habit of today's populations of convenient and malicious separation holds no love at all. They therefore remain in ignorance, both because they never learn of their partner's full potential, whom they erroneously claim to have loved, and themselves not absorbing any positive wisdom. The popular trend amongst the status quo is the pseudo-love guise of the stand-up-for-yourself bitch attitude is apparently to be rude, loud, and cruel to your partners. Love has lost its meaning amongst the majority of the human race. No wonder they are called Untermensch. If a man repeats their offensive activities unto redundance, it is either unwilling or incapable of changing for the better, then they have become a parasite upon the evolved person. They therefore have become expendable. But because Evilove is honest, it also recognizes the futility of pretending to be evolved in order to satiate the other. This can only lead to future unhappiness and dissatisfaction. It will rob the superior person of their full potential. You can't soar with the birds of prey if you're running around amongst sheep. Then you become the prey. Evilove extends into one's company. One's family should consist of reliable, trustworthy, loyal persons, whether of blood relation or not. For it is better to have a worthy friend than an unworthy parasitic relative. If blood is thicker than water, then the strawberry vanilla malt is thicker than blood. Big deal, in either case. What an indulgence. Along with family, one's property is to be cherished, for this is the foundation of thy lair. Who dares go there? Objects of sentimental and or monetary value are deserving of Evilove. Objects such as paintings, tapestries, Persian rugs, weaponry, fine clothing, instruments, appliances, the stereo which plays your favorite music, the VCR which plays the documentaries, horror movies, music videos, and your favorite videos, the computer by which the imagination is expressed, and or stored and distributed via the internet, etc. I admire my crouching gargoyle Nocturnus with his arcane features and menacing countenance, my 10-pound demon mask in his glory of diabolic splendor, the mesmerizing lightning sphere as it dances to the tunes I select for it. One's pets like my special black feline Mephistopheles and my precious serpent Midgard. I love to watch agile Mephisto pounce and snatch a bird out of the air, and Midgard ghoulishly devour a mouse. My vicious, though lovable rats scurry insanely, twisting and rolling over each other like lovable demons in a pit. At the core of Evilove is the love of oneself, the realization of one's own divinity in the true words of power, I am. With individuals side by side, running on their own currents upon the same wavelength, anything is possible. God or goddess, warlock or witch, we are the vessels of omniversal power. As such, our wills are made manifest, perhaps utilizing orgasmancy to achieve it. Each developing their own entity, reaching continually new dimensions of insight and omnipotence. Remember the Black Diamond rule, and as you Evilove, likewise love evil.
Are you ready, boys? I'm gonna tell you where it's at. Can you dig? Time for a little bitchcraft. You're across the room, I might give you a wink. I smile real big and then you buy me a drink. You ask me to dance and get turned out flat. You just had a taste of bitchcraft. I always get what I want. I know just what to do. I always get what I need. And mister, I can tell ya, it ain't you. I just sing a little song and cast an evil spell. I hum a little black magic tune, open up the gates of hell. I'm the wickedest witch in the whole wide world, the grooviest, ghouliest, goes old girl. You wanna morals just make me laugh. They're no match for my bitchcraft. When you look my way, you take your chances. I'm a sweet talking, groovy, walking through the chances. So little time, so many hearts to steal. I gotta use a little hex to heal. I'm the wickedest witch in the whole wide world, the grooviest, ghouliest, goes old girl. Your one-off morals just make me laugh. They're no match for my bitchcraft. I'm not trying to get your goat, but if you mess with me, I'll slit your throat. I'm not the girl that you think I am. You're just another sacrifice for my main man. Bitchcraft. Bitchcraft.
Sinemaerotica. The Maddams family. 28 Anno Satanas. Wicked Pictures, 69 minutes. Cast analysis. Based upon the Addams family, the characters herein are amusingly renamed, albeit rather predictably vulgar. Gomez is Cortez, probably the best cast. Mike Horner looks like a Spaniard and is aptly named after the legendary foremost conquistador. Morticia is Horticia, Onazi in a bad wig with bangs, yet still very succulent, while Morticia seemed to be about a 5 o'clock on the personality synthesizer. Z's frame is more of a 7 o'clock. Cousin It is Cousin Tit, the generously busted charisma with hair pulled down over her face while wearing sunglasses. Uncle Fester is Pester, Ron Jeremy in bald cap and hooded robe with a mustache. Obviously, Fester is clean-shaven and wears a cassock. Wednesday is Tuesday, a cute Kim Angeli, not a daughter but an 18-year-old niece or kissing cousin as it were. Thing is Thingy, a female hand more akin to lady fingers herein, and Lurch is Crotch. This actually works well with a groaning John Doe in zombie-like makeup. Fortunately, there are no versions of Grandmama or Pugsley, which probably would have proven too disturbing. Plot. Seems the Maddams family are facing possible financial hardship, because peace has broken out across the world, which lends to the conjecture that they profit from warfare, among other things, a la Basil Zaharoff, as agents provocateurs. Being exclusive individuals who find general herd interaction frustrating and intolerable, they must divulge a method to work from home. Their brainstorming results in deciding to enter the erotica biz and run an elegant brothel from the Victorian manse. But first they must sexercise to gain sexperience and diligently begin practicing upon each other at every opportunity. To the tune of her French enunciations, Cortez and Horticia passionately indulge in each other in the bedroom, which features gloomy surroundings and a stained glass window. Shedding her form-fitting dress, she reveals alluring black lingerie while Cortez savors and plunges into her sumptuously. Cousin Tit and Tuesday have a delightful romp. The gallivanting Cousin Tit initiates an intense orgasm in the playfully coy Tuesday, who claims to have never experienced that degree of pleasure before. Salacious. Cortez subsequently enjoys Nubile Tuesday as well. Later, a virginal Uncle Pester and Tit cavort in the garden while she is very well surprised and pleased by the proportions of his appendage. Who knew what was beneath that robe? And finally, a blonde house inspector arrives to assess the property while accompanied by Horticia. Discover Crotch receiving a helping hand from Thingy when they decide to converge upon the situation as well, which lasts a good 15 minutes or so, in various enjoyable positions, with Crotch periodically uttering his characteristic groan from time to time. Other scenes include Cortez fencing with Crotch in the courtyard, and towards the end, Horticia clipping roses. Music is jaunty, ranging from a customized variant on the Addams Family theme to the classically spooky Beethoven's Fifth, and even a couple of instances of black noise, believe it or not. In the end, the business of pleasure is a success, and the Maddams family prevail by their resourcefulness, truly utilizing their best assets.
She rides, let loose upon the wall. She is the night, and my loneliness and bondage she's bled. As sand runs down her back, she rises from the daylight and shade. She rides the night. She rides the night. She slides down inside your skin in time. She will make you scream. She's dead in a cool black rusty ride in the night of your mind. She rides the night. She rides the night. Yeah! She'll take you down. She'll take you. She'll take you. She'll take you down. She'll take you. Take you. She'll rise, let loose upon the world. She is the night, and my loneliness and bondage is blood. Yeah, sand runs down her back. She rides from the daylight and shade. She rides the night. She rides the night. Oh, she'll take you down. She'll take you. She'll take you. She'll take you down. She'll take you. She'll take you. She'll take you down. She'll take you. She'll take you. She'll take you down. She'll take you. She'll take you.
Fete, Diaboli. Candlelight, a glass of wine, reflecting crimson sight. Bacchus kiss upon the lips, imbibe the devil's sip. A feast presented, black grace splendid, velvet darkness, time suspended, embracing blushing skin. To the sound of rain pervading, a gentle breeze of whispered flailing, oracles of apparition, ignites the dancing muse, sweet
nocturnal celebration, a toast to life of sin unending, sealed with wax anew.
Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Darkness stirs and wakes imagination. Silently the senses abandon their defenses. Slowly, gently, night unfurls its splendor. Grasp it, sense it, tremulous and tender. Turn your face away from the garish light of day. Turn your thoughts away from cold, unfeeling light, and listen to the music of the night. Close your eyes and surrender to your darkest dreams. Purge your thoughts of the life in you before. Close your eyes, let your spirit start to soar. And you'll live as you've never lived before. Softly, deftly, music shall surround you. Feel it, hear it, closing in around you. Open up your mind, let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot fight. The darkness of the music of the night. Let your mind start a journey through a strange new world. Leave all thoughts of the world you knew before. Let your soul take you where you long to be. Only then can you belong to me. Floating, falling, sweet intoxication. Touch me, trust me, savor each sensation. Let the dream begin, let your darker side give in to the power of the music that I write. The power of the music of the night.
Not Like Most 17. Years 43 through 44, Purging Talon Publishing. In this edition, On the Infernal Front contains the latest evolutions occurring within the Infernal Empire. From the superb bibliography unleashed within the year of satanic literature, the Satanic calendar has several musical manifestations, including The Black House, a tribute to Anton LaVey, a pleasing continuance of Radio Free Satan, and the stimulating resurgence of Satanism today. Also introducing the issue is a touching eulogy for Warlock Crowclaws by Bill M., describing Sean's irrefutable impact on the Witch City, the realization of himself as a Satanist, which proved to be a veritable zeitgeist in its transformation. A favorite piece herein is Reverend Moore's haunting tales of his experiences living in horror weird land, and the San Fernando Valley in Los Diablos, which this reviewer can relate to. The many interesting synchronicities associated with Ed Wood, and his and Priestess Sin's compelling friendship with legendary scream maven Mila Vampira Nurmi. Magister Sprague posits critical analysis on pretentious internet behavior in the awkward road to Satanism. Intellectual black holes abound. It bears relating to the sincerely interested that before engaging in educated conversations about Satanism, the prerequisite is to read and study the Satanic Bible first. Next, we are treated to Satanism and Atheism from Magister Svengali. Indeed, Satanism begins with atheism. Following is another treat, this one from Magister Paradise's book, Bearing the Devil's Mark, with an excerpt from the chapter entitled Further Evidence of the Satanic Age, both of which I heartily agree with. The Mediabolica section features many reviews by several authors on a variety of multimedia sources, inclusive of year 42's splendid literary proliferation. Also of note, the inclusion of a great interview conducted by Teku with Warlock's Menta and Asek Zone, discussing all the intriguing elements which went into the creation of the Black House, a tribute to Anton LaVey CD, followed by a personal relation of Colonel Acula's adventures in the great outdoors. Salaciously metaphorical fiction jolts the senses in Big Bertha's mystic striptease, while Magister Paulus realistically dissects the societal notion that one's career also be a pleasure, which apparently seems to be less often than so. If that is wonderful, and why not strive to make it so? Knowing oneself honestly and pursuing one's passions are the key to materializing that pleasant situation. However, the herd are often deluded into considering it so when it is not, and thus remain enslaved where they belong. Also included is an amusing parody ad for Stay Bright toothpaste by Reverend Mealy, featuring an array of distinctive dental patients. Breath, taste, teeth. Highly recommended. Not Like Most remains a most entertaining and pleasing publication, inspiring mental gratification and carnal contemplation. 2 horns up. Black House, a tribute to Anton LaVey. Black House Tribute Records. The immortal legend is honored in this wonderful compendium of visual and auditory gratification, with splendid cover art by Melanie Laetitia Montes. The strike bolt of the black flame is here boldly embossed by the immortally iconographic Black House, as the gates of hell are again parted to let loose these demonic muses of creation. High Priest Peter H. Gilmore, What is Good, introducing this musical tributary. Magus Gilmore potently narrates a passage from Nietzsche's Will to Power to the strains of this compelling composition, invoking the element of might. 2. Magister Svengali and Magister Lane, Death Room. Done to a very lust-moored sounding soundtrack. A full satanic ritual curse is performed chastising various shit disturbers, misdirected masochists, the rotten inferior, and wastrels, to cast them and their kin into mediocrity where they belong. Towards the finale, the death rune is invoked to deliver the death blow. 3. Les Roues de la Chaise, Battle Hymn of the Apocalypse. From the sublime the revelations of wave and form opus, Maestro de la Chaise' masterfully moving rendition of Dr. LaVey's Battle Hymn of the Apocalypse is most appropriately included herein, which was certainly a pleasing inclusion, doing great honor to the original. 4. Sonny Bellavont's Dr. LaVey's Waltz. This haunting acoustic sonata floats aristocratically into the chamber from a timeless realm with a regal contemplation. 5. Verne, Lust and Companion. Instrumental industrial permutations array this erotically passionate piece, granting the impression of the sights and sensations of an evocatively lascivious leather and silken-bound vampiric night. 6. The Quintessentials, The Black Pope. Warlock Hernandez's contribution recalls Dr. LaVey's declaration of Year 1 in the Age of Fire, in this memorably hoof-tapping number reminiscent of the Misfits. The conclusion sarcastically waxes Norwegian black metal within the last minute. 7. Hell of All Hells, All Hail. Preserving and expressing a past orthodoxy with rhythmic grinding guitars and pounding drums reminiscent of Running Wild and Merciful Fate, Hell of All Hells, All Hail recalls original heavy metal circa mid-80s to the fore, pleasingly brooding and sinister, including a choral clarion call of All Hail Satan. 8. Reverend Harris, Satanism Today. Reverend Harris shares an amusingly pretentious communique with recommendations for personal commiseration. 9. Biomechanik. Nervenstrang Biomechanik. Like and non, Biomechanik takes the listener into a dark cyborg future congruent with Blade Runner, complete with machine-like punctuation and delightfully chilling robotic voices. 10. Image Diakon. Auf des Satans Throne. Clips of Dr. LaVey's interviews from Satanic creates this Electric Hellfire Club /Rammstein/Leibach-inspired cold, clinical, military piece from brilliant artist Image Diakon. The instrumentation grows to a layered crescendo until quieting for the quotation, then rebuild unto an increasing intensity. 11. Sonny Bellavont's Indulgences. An eerily melancholy piece ideal for elegant indulgence, which probably would be appreciated by the Marquis de Sade. By listening to this complimentary sonata, one ponders portraits, tapestries, and aristocratic finery set in a beautifully artistic environment. 12. Razor Dog, the 13 Steps Ritual. dedicated to warlock folklore, and beginning with the sounds of entering a concert hall to an orchestra tuning for a performance which is the 13th Steps rituals. This piece inspires a compassionate response combined with a glorious fanfare, stimulating prideful contemplation. 13. Chris Menta, Cain's Generation, bonus video track. An accompanying visual tribute to Dr. LaVey, along with the tremendously talented musicians and artists who materialized this historic tribute, also features amazing photographs from the 666 Satanic High Mass, all set to Menta's composition Cain's Generation, which again engenders a feeling of pride and power. Overall, a very pleasing manifestation by the alien elite, which shall remain a frequent pleasure. Hail Dr. LaVey, hail the Infernal Empire, hail Satan.
Come into these arms again and lay your body down. The rhythm of this trembling heart is beating
take that which tempts whenever you can. Hail Satan, and pleasant nightmares. So it